Good morning! I sense this awesome energy in this room, so why don't we just get rolling with it? Can I ask you a favor? Look at the person next to you in the eye, extend your hand, and introduce yourselves. Can you do that right now for me? Okay, come on, you can do it. Thanks, you're awesome. This is what it's all about, isn't it? Introductions and connections. LeWeb is like this huge magnet pulling all you awesome people from around the world towards one place for a limited time. Hi, I'm Vitor, co-founder of Gauss, the People Magnet. And with me on stage, I have my bootstrapping co-founders, Kit and Arne. And we're all about introductions and connections too. In fact, so much so, you could say that we're on a mission. We want you to never be lonely again. See, we think there's this big problem. Existing networks, existing social tools, social networks, I mean, they're awesome, but mostly for maintaining your existing networks, interacting with your existing contacts and friends. But what about all the awesome people around you that you don't even know yet exist, even right here, next to you? We think that you should be able to have the magnetic force, like LeWeb, with you to help pull the awesome people towards you anytime, everywhere. We believe that discovering new relevant people and making new lasting connections should be easy and fun. We believe there's a huge potential here, so that's why we just went ahead and built it. A magnet. It's a mobile app. We like to think of it as a people magnet for your pocket. Kit, why don't you show them?
Good morning. We're thrilled to announce that we're doing a premiere here at LeWeb today. This is the first time that we've ever shown this app to the general public. When it loads, you see a screen with an array of images. Those images are people in the neighborhood. I see that there might be some friends around, there might be some friends of friends, and there's a whole bunch of people who I don't know. If I'm curious about one of them, I tap on the image. That takes me to a profile screen. I see a list of social networks that they're connected to, what friends or interests we might have in common, and their location. I can dig deeper. I can look at their social profiles, such as Foursquare, Twitter, and Facebook. But at this point, I don't want to do that. I want to make Gauss work for me. So I'm going to go to the magnet screen, and I'm going to magnetize my world. You can see a couple of magnets are configured. Those magnets are my personal interests. Now, we all have lots of personal interests, but only a few of them are relevant at any one time. We built Gauss so it's easy to change the settings, turn them on, turn them off. I'm going to add a magnet. A number of categories loads. I choose computers. And since we're at LeWeb, as an interest, I'm going to choose Salomo. Tap Add. I'm done. At this point, I can turn off the phone while Gauss goes to work for me in the background. It'll continue to work all day, even this evening when I go to a party in the center. It'll still be looking around for interesting people. If it finds somebody interesting, a push alert gets sent to the phone. When I activate it, that takes me to a profile screen about that person, and I see even more information such as what interests we share. Let's say that this time I'm intrigued. I want to meet up. I want to get face-to-face. Again, the phone can be turned off. Gauss goes to work. It sends a request to the other guy with information about me and why I want to meet up. If he accepts, another push comes. This time, I see a map that shows my location and a place in between the two of us that Gauss has suggested as a meetup location. If I go to that place and it's kind of busy, there's also a carnation that I can show on my lapel. But it could be that that place is LeWeb, and it's totally dense. So I'm just going to video call the guy. Now, this is what Gauss is all about. getting face-to-face, initiating introductions and connections. When the call initiates, I take the phone, I say, hey, let's have an espresso at the bar. I turn off the phone, put the magnet in my pocket, and get on with our presentation.
Awesome, Kit. Now, I can probably hear you all go, when can I start magnetizing my world? Well, right now. We're rolling out our public beta at LeWeb, so if you tweet at @getGauss, we'll get you sorted. We're Gauss, the people magnet. And that was a whole bunch of information about us in a very short time, and we still have so much to say. So maybe we should turn the word now over to the judges and have them answer some, let them pose us some questions to find out more about us for you. Shall we do that right now?
I like that. We'll have them ask you questions this time. Great. Why don't you two come over to these mics? You have that mic, and you have questions. Stephanie.
Yes. What's your business model?
Well, right now there's four. Right now there's four things that I'd like you to keep in mind. We're very early days, but hyper-targeted, hyper-relevant advertisement, in-app value-add purchases, commercial API licenses, and monetizing partnerships with large international partners that run, for instance, events.
So, great energy, thank you. That's, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. So, do you see this initially as an event-driven thing that you to start getting the network? I'm always interested in how you stimulate activity in something like this to start with.
If I understand it correctly, you're asking if we're starting with a sort of a targeted approach for a certain group. And yes, we do realize it maybe not for everybody straight away. And we are targeting people who could use some more connections naturally, in a natural way, like people going off to college, people going off to universities. As you said, brilliant example, people going to events to network and interface and connect. And generally people who are looking for more connections in a natural setting.
And what do you mean connection? You mean professional connection? You mean dating or everything?
Well, we like to think of ourselves like, using Gauss is like walking down the street of life. We've taken steps to not actually be categorized as a dating and flirting app. We're about a higher purpose and a broader vision. Walking down the street of life, you might meet your new spouse, you might meet your new employer, but you also meet maybe your new soulmate or a friend. You never know. We just want to enable you to make more new introductions and connections that are relevant and meaningful to you.
So I feel like, first of all, thank you for the energy. So I think that was great. So I'm sure everyone appreciated that also. As a slightly jet-lagged judge, I really appreciate it. But you just hit me with like the other side of the wedge, like square on the head. Like there's no, I don't understand, like I don't get the, like where's the thin edge? Like how does this, like we just did everything. Like I met my wife, my employer, my spouse, my everything. Like how do I?
Is there a vertical market or some target that you would go to initially?
All right. We are targeting the people who are already interested in making new connections. Maybe they're new in town because of they're going to college, going to university, going to another city for an event. Yes.
The wedge again. Like, is there one that you pick that's like just that you think is just like the?
We're going first of all for colleges and universities.
Great.
Yes.
Stephanie, looks like you're eager for a question.
College and university, how are you going to protect the child? I mean, because it's quite freeing. I mean, to see such an app, you can be connected with a.
Could you rephrase that question? I think
how
I
are you
didn't get the
going
audio.
to protect the child? I mean, because it's a way to get in connection with young people, and it could be. You could very easily have some abuses with such an application.
So security concerns?
We are extremely dedicated and focused about security and privacy. We are never, ever going to do anything foolish or uncool with your data. And we've taken extreme steps to make sure that you have the choice to get social proof before you interact with anybody else. You should be able to see people if they're real or if they're freaks, and making a decision based on what you use already, like Facebook, for instance.
Lukasz? you're breathing, you must.
How you get the thing going? I mean, you need the critical mass here, so.
That's a great question. A lot of most startup, the biggest problem is the user problem, right? You need to bring people in and you need to reach a certain mass, a critical mass to keep things really exploding and going. One thing that we have done is to not rely on network effects. There's no reason that you have to wait for other Gauss people to start using Gauss. We actually discover people outside of Gauss, provide you with a bridge to reach out and introduce yourself to those people, and help them bring them into the app experience and the value add of our service.
Wait. So you just said that you care about our privacy, and the next sentence you say you bring people outside of Gauss, on Gauss?
Absolutely, because we are about aggregating the value from all the services that people already use. We're not trying to build a new social network. We just want to enable you to use what you're already using. That is to say, if you're using Facebook, as an example here, your privacy settings dictate what you are going to publish to the web. We don't find anything that you don't want published to the web.
Where are you guys based?
We're based in Cologne. We're registered in Germany. And we have...
German, all of you?
I'm actually Norwegian, but living in Cologne. Kit is a New Yorker from Long Island, living in Rotterdam. Arne is from Cologne and living in Cologne. And we also have our chief platform officer, that's a French guy.
So a true multinational startup. We are out of time for further questions, but again, thank you for your energy here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.